Alright, hello everybody. My name is Ayron Chuayng, or at least that's my nickname, and this is my first video that I've ever posted on the internet. I am playing a challenge developed by Shieldheart, who is a mod maker for The Long Dark, and the challenge is Competition Masochist on his channel, and these are the specific settings that we are supposed to be using for the challenge. So I'm going to replicate those in a moment. I recently, as of 3 days ago, I believe, I don't know why I said 72 days. I actually got 75 days in my posted picture, so it's probably more like 74. I made the new record anyway from the previous one, the Eldritch God. Very good job, though, Eldritch God. It's quite hard to survive even 30 days in this setting, and I understand that it can be tedious. So Loonsloon commented on my progress, and we ended up having a little bit of a discussion, and I ultimately challenged him to a friendly competition. So before I go into the competition, I just want to point out that these are the mods that I'm going to be using. Better Night Sky, since we're going to be playing at night entirely. I'll get into that in a moment. I decided to use this mod. It's just a beautifying mod, really. Thank you, Wolf Marius, for that. And mod settings made by is obviously fake accent is necessary. So thank you for making all the other mods possible with that. Shieldheart's Relentless Night, which is a mod that essentially sets the Earth as having come to it's slowing down in its orbit, I think because another body has passed through the solar system. So one side of the Earth will eventually grind to a halt and consistently be facing the sun, and your character will be stuck on the side of the Earth facing away from the sun, resulting in an endless night. So this was made by Shieldheart. It's an excellent mod. Play it if you haven't tried it. It's very fun. Remember Breakdown Item and Start Fire Sorters are two mods that basically just make this one, it just makes the game a little more straightforward. They're not cheats, and that's the point why I'm showing all this, to show that I'm not using cheats. These are the mods I'm using. Thank you, Wolf Marius, obviously fake accent, and Shieldheart for your mods. Now, on to the actual challenge. I'm going to start going into the... Oh yeah, that's a defunct game. I'm going to start setting the settings here according to what Shieldheart specified for the challenge. And I'm basically trying to beat my own record here while also... That's wrong. While also challenging Loonsloon, who commented on my victory earlier. He and I decided, I challenged him to a friendly competition where we would see who could survive longer, and the goal is basically to try to get to 100 days, and if we get to 100 days, I think it'll be considered a tie, at least as far as the challenge is concerned, between us. Whoever just survives longer after that point will be the one who wins on the scoreboard. We had decided to try on version 1.47 of The Long Dark, and reverting made me lose all but 2 of my badges. The reason I kept these 2 badges is because of the saved game that I had when I reverted back to version 1.56. So yeah, I mean, that kind of ruined things, but I'm just going to start a game real quick because I've had a little trouble prior, and I think that should lock in the settings that Shieldheart made for the posted challenge on the board. So I'm just going to delete this game, actually. I'm going to be running the game through Interloper, which is a requirement of the challenge. Yeah. Let's make sure the settings stuck, so I can actually hit my escape key. Here we go. 0, 100%. Yes, those are all correct. All right, so I'm going to quit. delete this game and then start a proper Interloper one. And we'll see where I start off on. I hope it's not the Hushed River Valley. I'm going to name this Ayron's Challenge. And the goal here is to, you know, all decisions are final. If I get frostbite, I get frostbite. That sucks. Part of the reason I'm recording this is to demonstrate that I'm able to, you know, beat the game without using escape quit, and to also prove that I'm using the mods that I claim to be using and so forth. It's a wolf. I think this is Pleasant Valley, which would be really good. And this is a pretty good start. Yeah, that looks like a burned hut. So we're in business. This is a good start. I'm happy to be here. I like Pleasant Valley as a start because the temperatures become like impossibly cold with the late game. And Pleasant Valley is a really big map, so I find it to be a good place to start this challenge in the beginning, precisely because it allows you... Oops, where's that from? Shoot. All right. Precisely because it allows you to begin exploring when the world isn't quite so freezing cold all the time. It's also just not quite so bad a starting location, just due to, I think, the general availability of resources and so forth. I don't like you there. I'm going to try to get into the basement. Holy moly. Ooh, that was close. Okay, let's not do that again. I'm starting to warm up in here. I might actually wait it out. Oh no, freezing again. Charming. Oh well. Dang, that was close. I do not feel safe to go outside. Well, that's good for hypothermia. Sorry, for frostbite. Well, for hypothermia too, though. So, I don't think Loonsloon is going to begin his challenge at the same time as me. He should be starting, I think he said, in a few days. So we might start to see videos of his at that time. But for right now, chances are you'll actually come to my video by seeing his. Because he has a YouTube presence to begin with, and I do not. This is, as I already said, I believe, my first video. Okay. Nice. Okay. So I'm gonna want some kind of fire tinder, and it'll give a chance for those wolves to kind of clear out. So I'm gonna gather that. I already searched that. Don't see anything else back here. I can't really see anything. It's the challenge of the early game in this, is it's very, very difficult to see anything. I don't think I'm gonna break down that wood, because then I'll just start freezing. Alright, I'm gonna crouch, take a peek around. See if I'm clear. Okay. Looks pretty clear. Okay. I think the best thing I could do right now, I might run to check that. Oh shoot, the wolf's there. I'm just gonna head down really want to die up here. I don't want to die at all. Oh, you know what? I'll check that cave, though, before I head down. This is a nearby cave. Or I won't. Let's see. Okay. The other thing I could try to do, instead of heading for the Draft Dodger's cabin below me, is make for... Come on. Okay. The other thing I might try to do is get to the Three Strikes farmstead. Although that's going to be a bit of a run from here, and I'd really rather not go that whole distance. Still following me. Jeez. Alright. By day 50, there will be far fewer wolves, but it's so cold that it kind of doesn't matter. Because you can't really explore as much at that point. You have to run from a chosen destination, from like your base camp, from a secure place to a chosen destination, with a specific goal in mind. Real exploration is not really a possibility at that point, just because you begin to freeze so quickly. Alright, so I want to check the cave real quick, and then I might actually make for Timberwolf Mountain, because I really don't know if I'm going to have a shot to do that later. And there's a lot of cattails up there, and the weather is really good right now, and I might find some stuff in that little prepper cache. It's probably going to be all locked, and I'm not going to be able to get all the lockers open because I don't have a pry bar, obviously, but I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll reserve the farmstead for a bit later in the game, or the Draft Dodger's cabin, or Three Strikes farmstead. I will wait on those things. Maybe I could check out around this house too. This burned house. I think those dastardly wolves are off my tail. That's not good. That's got to be my head. I need a hat. It's a bit of a problem. I really also need some matches or something to start a fire. That's too bad. Sometimes you find some rabbit meat over here. What the heck? Oh, it's a feather. Actually, it's good to collect the feathers now. I mean, of course it's good to collect the feathers, but I found that in the really cold temperatures, the crows don't tend to circle, which means that around old corpses, they don't tend to drop feathers in the late game. So I found in my previous game, when I made my previous record, by the time I was like making a bow and stuff, I was able to get a fair number of feathers, sure, but I actually kind of missed out on that. And I made way more arrowheads and arrow shafts than I was ever able to use. You can probably tell I'm a type of player who likes to explore more. I really do. And I do... It can contribute to your survival, but, like, it can really, screw you over later, too. So here's where it's contributing, is I found a book. And some dog food. Yay that. But the thing about, especially this early in the game is exploring a lot means you're going to be putting yourself in a lot of risk for frostbite, and I'm already dealing with that problem. So I find Timberwolf Mountain almost always has a spawn of matches. So I find it, if you start in Pleasant Valley, I find it to be a pretty good place to go to early game. Also, you tend, if you start in Pleasant Valley, you tend to start rather near the rope. So it's all kind of a good strategy in general. You get some other good things along the way, obviously. Cooking pots. I always like having... Wow! Am I actually playing Interloper? True 0, 130. True, false, true. 25, 50 times. And that's the Interloper sign. Okay. Some lucky finds. Oh, okay. Not very light. I would love to find a pry bar in here, but I know I'm probably not going to. Yeah, it's locked. Wow, these are all locked. There's one. Searching in the dark here, I really can't see anything. Oops, workbench. There it is. Let's see if I can find the drawer. Nice find. I know that there's a cabinet next to it from memory. So, there it is. Nothing. Okay. That's too bad. Crate. Sometimes you'll find a book on the crate. Yep. Okay, that's good for starting a fire. Let's see. Locker is locked. Not really detecting anything over here. Until I get a really good light. What was that? Did I see cardboard matches? Yes, I did. Oh, it's a cardboard box. Okay. Jeez. Okay, never mind. So now I gotta get my way out of here. Which I'm, like, completely incapable of seeing where I am. There it is. Okay. I'm out of here. Sorry, guys. I know that's probably not the most riveting part of this video. And if I don't find matches or a flare or something at Timberwolf Mountain, I'm probably pretty screwed. Sometimes you'll find the heavy hammer or a hacksaw in either in the mountaineer's hut or in, that's not too bad, or in the ice fishing cabin, the ice fishing hut. So those are good places to check early on. Actually, I don't know that I've had a run in a while where I found a hacksaw in Timberwolf Mountain, though, during Interloper setting. That's fairly uncommon phenomenon. And I don't think I'm going to be going searching for a lot of cattails today because I'm already so drained of my energy. So I think what I'm going to have to do is, if I can safely check out the ice fishing hut, I will do so. But if the wolves are all over me, I'm not going to bother. And I'm basically going to make a beeline for the mountain hut and go to sleep there. Start a fire, hopefully. I really hope, because if not, I'm so screwed. But I think I've done this 3 times using Timberwolf Mountain as kind of a fair guarantee to at least getting some matches. And all 3 times it's worked. And I'm really if you see my post in the competition masochist forum discussion on Shieldheart's his channel, you'll see that I mentioned that I spent too much time. I felt like I'd spent too much time in Timberwolf Mountain exploring and not really finding anything. I was looking for a hacksaw, really hoping I would get one that would let me, open the crates and potentially. I was also hoping to find a sleeping bag and get to the top of Timberwolf Mountain and do all of that, but I'm really not sure how practical an expectation that is. And I'll check a few key areas probably, but I don't foresee myself really doing much more than checking a few key areas and harvesting some of the fungi and the how's my frostbite? 32%. Okay. I don't foresee myself harvesting fungi or doing more than getting those few key spots and harvesting some of the rose hips and plants and so forth. I'm definitely going to get the cattails though. Like I consider that to be an absolutely essential step. You can usually get over 50 of them when you search around the little lake near the mountain hut and go up the river. But the problem going up the river is there tend to be a few more wolves and there's that bear up there. So, I mean, that's, it doesn't, come on. It doesn't come without risks. See, I'm already freezing up, so I'm definitely freezing up, and I'm already sapped of energy. I'm definitely losing a lot of health too, so I think I'm just gonna have to just get to the hut. Rabbits disappear pretty quickly in the game after the first day. I have often found that by day 2, where an area that had 3 or 4 rabbits, it will have none. So, you might want to get some rabbits early on, but frankly, the wildlife populations, while they're affected in the real world around you, they don't seem to be affected with fishing and trapping. So you can still get rabbits by setting snares, and that's actually what really, really helped me with the last game to make it for as long as I did. And the thing about getting rabbits early game, it certainly would provide an advantage, but the wolves are all over you if you do that. So right now, I just don't think that's the wisest choice. So let's see if we can. Oh, excellent. See, matches. Okay. So I got a book. I'll start this fire. Fuel becomes really important. I didn't use the book, did I? Whatever. Fuel becomes really important in this game after, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks or something like that, because even if you're really well dressed, it's pretty much guaranteed that you're not going to be able to keep up with the extreme cold. Drop a few of these in there. Yeah, it's heavy. I'll get rid of that. Okay. Alright, so I'm actually going to get myself some water. Maybe I'll actually head out to the... Oh, nice. Alright, I can dig that. This is some good supplies. Don't always find this much in Timberwolf Mountain, but it is a pretty reliable place to get goodies. Oh, yeah. Alright, so... Well, it's not actually doing anything for me. Oh, there's a magnifying glass under the bed. It's never going to be useful, though, because it's never daylight. So it is a, unfortunately, rather useless item. So I'm just going to put that there to remind myself of the sun I'll never see again. Alright, I'm going to do this. My escape key in my laptop is not working very well. I seem to be having some kind of a problem with that. I actually need to get a new laptop, and we're getting pretty close to Black Friday, and I'm going to be purchasing a new one for myself then. This is a pretty good rig, and I've had it since, I think, 2013? 2012? No, 2013. So it's old. And, you know, it runs games fabulously, but the escape key doesn't work. So, I mean, or at least not reliably. It doesn't work so well in the cold weather for some weird reason. And we are getting into the cold weather. So, I might have a little difficulty exiting the game properly or something like that. But keeping an eye on my frostbite. I might find a hat in the fishing hut. That would be really good. Of course, I'd love to find the hammer there too. Sometimes that happens. Not seeing any wolves, which is good so far, so I bet if I nabbed one of those rabbits, though, they'd spawn the wolves on me, so maybe I could, though. Just on the way back to the hut. Because I don't think I'm going to be pounced on by a wolf on the way back. You can recover a lot of health in... nope, more gloves. You can recover a lot of health in traditional Interloper. Or even Relentless Nights Interloper. So... no hooks. No, nothing up there. Nothing under there. Finding a lot of newspapers. Alright. Walking into the wind. Nope, I'm just gonna go back because I don't want to have to deal with wolves or frostbite. I really don't want frostbite. So I will confess that I am a person who sometimes plays my games, and I did this a little bit in my previous game, in the one that I made my record using the escaping and quitting. When I didn't do it when wolves attacked. Because I'm sensible enough to try to wear clothing that helps with that. Strike it, get a balance, and I'm pretty good at avoiding wolves. Although I think I had one wolf attack in the previous game where he actually caught up to me. But I don't usually escape and quit, except if I'm like exploring and I go to, a far off deer carcass and I set up a fire there, and then I dump a bunch of fuel into it, and then the wind suddenly picks up and blows out the fire, and I lose all that fuel. And I hate when that happens, but in the challenge between Loonsloon and myself, we have agreed that he apparently by default does not do that, and watching his videos, I believe it. I also have decided not to do that, since that's not really good, sportsmanship. So I've decided not to do that with this run. And I'm going to be... closer. Okay. Going to be playing it properly. Without using any kind of exploit like that. Alright, what are my calories? 469, so I do need to eat a little something. What does that put me? Got a math. Alright, I'm going to sleep my 10 hours. Charming a blizzard. So I'm actually half debating going out into the blizzard. But I really shouldn't do that. Sleep another 2 hours. It's how long it'll take. I probably should have eaten a cattail. Whatever. Sleep another 2 hours and... Oh, the storm ended. Yay. Okay, that's good. Alright, so now I'm going to start gathering a surplus of food in the cattails. You know what? I should really get my torches game going, because I'm going to need those later on. And probably even use a few right now. I love to explore the cave, so when I get off of Timberwolf Mountain, I'm going to explore... I forget the name of the cave. It's under a waterfall, and it's to the left of where I'll be when I climb down the rope again. That cave sometimes spawns a sleeping bag, and even if it doesn't, it tends to spawn really good fuel, wood, firewood, and stuff like that. And coal, actually, which is, as you'll find in this game, quite essential to survival. So, here we go. I'm doing my cattail search. And I think I'll avoid bagging any rabbits until after I've at least finished and run around the whole thing, the whole lake, just so that I'm not attracting any annoying wolves. Although I know I could drop them in place, I would just have to find them again. It's not really ideal visibility right now, so I'm not going to do that. I hear a deer nearby, which is good. You can also hear the bunnies. Part of the reason I like to get the cattails early in the game, find a spot that has a lot of them and get them early in game, is because later in game, you notice my warmth meter is kind of dropping. It's dropping relatively fast, but I mean, it's so insanely fast towards the end of the game. You'll have like negative 150 degrees Fahrenheit on a good day, and that just literally just sucks the heat right out of you as soon as you step out of whatever warm place you have. And I don't know if you noticed, but the indoor to outdoor temperature setting here means that indoor temperatures will have 30% of the heat loss that you see in the outside temperature. So like the indoor temperature will become colder than default, and you won't really be able to, just run indoors to warm up again. It doesn't work like that. You have to start fires after some point. The maybe dubious exception to that is if you got like all really warm heavy animal fur type clothes, but that I don't think that's actually going to be enough. By the calculations, the rough calculations that I was running, there was still a fairly wide margin for how much temperature those clothes would provide you and how much you would need in warmth to overcome the cold. So I do not, and did not in my previous record-making game, really invest in making any clothing from like the deer carcasses and harvesting all of them and all of that. I didn't bother with deerskin pants, wolf pelts. I mostly just gathered meat as I needed it. I did gather some guts and some hides, but I just found that it really wasn't worth it. So in this playthrough, I'm not even going to try. I depend far, far more on my mobility. So wearing lighter clothing is really, you know, the key to success with that. And what I'm going to do in the late game, my little strategy, and I've already talked about this to Loonsloon, is that I'm going to avoid wearing heavy clothes that reduce my run meter, my mobility, and I'm going to stick with the lighter clothes and use that to kind of go out and gather whatever the heck I need to keep it on. I do tend to make excursions a lot. And it's because I went too far out in the last game and caught hypothermia that I died at day 74 or 75, whatever it actually was. So, okay. That's weird, yeah, I see him. Alright. Time to make for the cabin. Probably warm up again anyway. It's not such a bad thing. Alright, 53 minutes until boiled. Let me just harvest this. While I got a second. And... oh yeah, why am I lugging that around? I don't need to carry the simple tools with me. Probably not even going to end up using them, but just in case I magically find some good supplies, I will. No, 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 no. I don't want to drink it up yet. Okay. Four hours. Alright, visibility's still kind of... Pardon my language. Visibility's still kind of not great. $29 cattails. I do have a sewing kit. No cloth though. Okay. Really? Fairly mundane task of harvesting cattails is something that I consider to be pretty indispensable as a survival strategy. So it's not really riveting, but I mean, it absolutely keeps you alive later on, and that's, you know, I try to have a mentality for long-term surviving, because that's how you make a record. So let me tell you a few things, since I'm doing something relatively uninteresting. I'll tell you a few things about myself to maybe keep things from getting too boring. I live in the United States of America. I served 5 years in the United States Marine Corps, where I was an infantry rifleman, but I also, my contract was actually split between two MOSs. I was an 0311 infantry rifleman and an 8152 security forces, where for that portion, which was actually what I did first for the first 2 years, I was stationed up in Naval Base, Trident Naval Base Kitsap in, let me get this right, Kitsap Peninsula, Washington State. And I basically defended America's nuclear submarines and disassembled nuclear components. So that was what I did for 2 years, and then I did 2 years kind of, you know, split between doing a UDP, oops, it's a wolf, split between doing a UDP to Japan, and the rest of the time in Camp Lejeune. That was the infantry rifleman portion, and I left there as a corporal, of the rank of corporal. I write books. I have not published, but I am currently writing two, I guess, yes, I can't quite call them both novels. One of them is definitely a novel, and that's a fantasy story. The other is a science fiction, and the science fiction is a bit of a, you know, space opera. I try to go more of a hard science than a soft science route. I think Star Trek is a little bit soft sciencey, and I think Star Wars is even more so. So I try to go for something that's more plausible than even, you know, what Star Trek would have us believe. So for like Faster Than Light Travel, I had to kind of invent kind of a hyperspace alternative, something that allowed for faster than light travel. And the idea is it's basically an alternate universe, or a different level, you know, of our universe. I think I'm gonna eat here. And for the fantasy, I pretty much invented an entirely, you know, it's a flat world idea. It's very different from any planet. There's not even a sun around it. It's kind of an aura of light. So it's a very, very different universe, and I had to put a lot of thinking into its lore and the, you know, creation of all the different races that exist in it. It's not just humans and stuff. I don't do elves or dwarves or any of that nonsense. Orcs. I do humans, or I refer to them as man or mankind, but I made up all my other alternative species from scratch because I sort of felt like it would be tropish and cheating not to. I started writing when I was 10 years old. No, 11. I think I was 11 years old when I first started writing. And I am now almost 30 years old. Currently, I am a college student. Of course. Alright, let's see if we can scare him. Oops, I don't want him to charge. So I think if you throw torches at the wolves, they tend, if you're standing on high ground, they tend to respond with a fear factor more. I don't know if that's actually true. That didn't work. Alright. What's wrong with you? Free cat. Alright. So what was I saying? Run away. Go. Go flee. Be fearful. Let's do this. Alright. That worked. I hope he doesn't run in the direction I have to go. Alright. Oh, I don't know if that means visibility is improving, but it seems to be a little bit better. I'm happy about that. Alright, drop some cattails over here. Yep, I've been over here. Alright, I'm not dealing with this forever. You are a coward and a weakling, and your mother smells of elderberries. Okay. I have to crouch. So I've been here before. Alright, this is as far as I got. There's two of them there. Should be good at this distance. Alright, so I'm not going to go up the river just now. I'm going to continue circling. Oh, shoot. They're both coming this way, I think. Yep. That's what I want to do. I want to run closer. I'm going to start this fire. Alright. That's that. There's a wolf over there eating something. I don't know what, but alright, I've already gotten this, so maybe it's time I did actually head up to the river. Pass through here real quick. Sometimes I miss stuff. Yep, like those rosebuds. Those rose hips. Alright, so I see a rabbit here, and since I'm heading back to the hut, I'm gonna nab him. No! Get him. Alright. Victory. Now all the other wolves are coming at me, though. Oh, and I choose this time to harvest this. Leave nothing undone. Especially in this game mode. Sometimes you never get a second chance. Alright. Oh, shoot. Cutting it close here, but... Might actually be able to make a rabbit skin hat if I get enough of these guys, so maybe I should try to do that. Which, you know, it's also food. But if I can get 3 of them, I just need 1 more, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, the rabbit skin hat. I like this one because it doesn't affect your mobility at all. Gives you all the benefits of furs, but like even the gloves, -5%. You know, you add all these other heavier clothes, and it's, well, that's 10%. Well, that's 15%. Well, that's, geez, that's 30%. Before long, you know, if you get this, you're dealing with 35%. So I like that the rabbit skin hat doesn't negatively impact that aspect of your at least my survival strategy, where mobility is kind of key. Do I want to harvest now? I got 30 minutes. Yeah, I can do that. So I don't know if this is true for all cooking levels, but it seems that if you put meat in a pot, it cooks a little faster. I'm not going to do that long. I'll just do the 15 minutes. Wrong. Okay. Drink some water. I'm getting a little low. I got 2 gallons of water. It's a lot. I have to start boiling some of the other things. Alright, that's going to be 1 hour and 20 minutes. That is definitely not okay. Let's see, what can I do in the meantime? I'll gather some sticks. Maybe I should grab a torch, though. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get some sticks for fuel over here because I'm already getting a little low as far as my reserve fuel. I definitely want to make sure I have enough. Probably don't need more than what you'll need for 3 days worth of fuel on Timberwolf Mountain. If you choose not to climb the mountain, if you're doing what I'm doing as a survival strategy, you won't need more, I think, than 3 days worth or so of fuel. So, and a lot of that you can get right in the hut and around the hut. So, you know, it pays to get as much as you can get before then. And I'm really thinking I'm going to try to, even if I don't go up the mountain, I'm thinking I'm going to go explore the cave that's on the lower cave on Timberwolf Mountain. There's some good loot to find along the way there and fuel. And there's also coal in the cave, as well as probably some other good stuff to find there. That's going to be... I didn't do that successfully last time because I was dying from the cold, but I think I'm going to make... Oh, shoot. That sounded like he was about to charge me. Yeah, he is charging. Careful for those sons of guns. Alright. I kind of want to get that last rabbit hide, because if it cures soon enough and the guts cure soon enough, oops, I don't want to drop a feather. If it all cures soon enough, I can make the rabbit skin hat, and that would just be kind of nice to have. The guy's really tired. Okay. So if I did meet a wolf right now, it would be very catastrophic. So I'm actually not going to go do that. And I might not have enough fuel for a long experience after. So this is what I'm going to do. I don't want to go carrying all this meat around, because it's just going to attract the wolves more. And it's all in small tidbits. So let me try this. I want to get 675. So this one is 400. No, this one, and this one. That should be about 675. That's what I need to survive overnight. And I will... Oh, I'm actually pretty good with that. Alright. Drink some water. Okay. Anything else I need to do? No. I think what I might try after this, if I beat my own record, even if I don't, I might try a Sleepwalker Relentless Night, like pretty much the same setup that Shieldheart did for this one, for all the Relentless Nights settings, but still basically Interloper difficulty, but I'll do a Sleepwalker type where you don't recover from sleeping in a bed at all, and you have low recovery for when you're awake. So you're basically just getting like a 0.25%, I think it's per hour or something like that. Something really low, really, really low. Sort of realistic, and it kind of means you have to keep your calories up, which would be, I think, a really, really good challenge for this stage, this type of game. I think I might try that after this for extra challenge. Wolf is still there. Let's see if we can sneak out of here. Actually, I will keep that open. I don't know why I'm closing that. That's not a good idea. Okay. So I got a stone. I need a few more. But something to work with. And I'm going to see if I can't nab that third rabbit before the fire goes out. And then after, when the fire is looking like it's about to go out, I'm probably going to make for the lower cave that I was talking about before. That'll have all the coal and stuff. What is this? Looks like a dead rabbit. Oh no, that's birch bark. An excellent find. This is good for keeping your health up. Not seeing any rabbits, actually, which is a little disappointing. Oh, nope, there's one. Gotcha. Alright, that's that. Mission accomplished. Time to head back. Whoop, nope. Not going that way. Alright, gotta see if I can identify where that one was who was near the front of this building. Let's see if he's still there. She does not appear to be. Close enough, though. Close enough to still be harassing me. Stay out. Alright. I don't really want this fire to go out yet. Give myself another 2 hours, and these extra sticks should be neat. I think that's a pretty good time to harvest this and do what I want to do. So you can obviously see that I'm not a player who makes like a really hard concerted effort to get to finding the hammer. I mean, I like to explore before I get to that point. I don't want to do that. I like exploring in general. That's what I like from the long dark. All right, how much longer do I got? All right, craft that. I'm really only going to need 10 minutes of fire here to cook what I'm cooking, so... And then I'll light a torch and be on my merry. Got plenty of torches. Alright, I'm going to leave the food here because it's just going to draw wolves to me. And I'm going to start making my way to the chasm. I forget the proper names. So at this point, I could very well just head back down to Pleasant Valley. And if I was really gunning for the hammer, I would probably do that. There's a moderate chance, I suppose, that I'll find it where I'm going. Probably not. It would be nice if I found a hacksaw. That would mean I could at least access some of the crates, which would give me some very nice goodies, but I don't really foresee that being a very likely option. So I've got all the stuff I need to, really need as far as light and food and water at this point. I have plenty of. I don't have a hat yet, so I really would like those hides to cure. I might just have to take them with me through Pleasant Valley, which is risky, but it might be worth staying on Timberwolf Mountain just until I can get that project done, because it's only 3 hours to actually construct it. The hat, I think, which would be, fabulous. Wolf killing a deer somewhere over there, which is kind of nice. Actually, last time I played this is where I got a lot of my birch bark, and I was grateful for it later because it probably saved my tush. So I'm going to take a little time to look for some of that. And I'm going to gather some fuel. And I'm going to go to a nearby cave. There's a wolf nearby. And I'll light a fire there. At that nearby cave, not by the wolf. Energy's a little low. Not really good, actually. Oh boy. Maybe I should just keep going and skip the cave. I'm gonna have wolves all over me. Shouldn't be far from here, though. I can hear the bear. Wow, he's close. I might get these wolves off my... Sorry, my butt. -1, so I'll probably need maybe, well, once I get in the cave it'll be a bit warmer. 16 sticks or so. Where actually am I going? I can hardly see here. This isn't really good. Got wolves following me. I can barely see where I'm going. I don't know, man. It's not looking too good. Alright. So, if I can't find this cave, the small cave, not the deeper cave that I was talking about, which would be further along, I might just have to give up and head back. So I think I probably passed it, and it looks like I'm already doubling back to, yeah, those are my old tracks. So, I just don't like this visibility either. Anyway, I got some birch bark, so it's not a complete loss. So what I'll probably do here, I'm debating taking the hides and guts with me for the frostbite factor, case in point. If I take them with me, drop them and let them cure overnight, and go to sleep in the prepper cache in Pleasant Valley, and then make my way probably from there to the basement, and from the basement to the Draft Dodger's cabin. I want to check that other cave, and I'll probably spend the night there. So maybe that's how this will go down. So I'll take those with me there. The more they cure, the less odor there is to them, which is, you know, important for me. So Relentless Night will give you residual heat from a fireplace that'll last a good while. This is good for me, obviously. So I'm just going to warm up gather all the things. Actually, I'll probably take a nap here. Yeah, that's good. I don't need that hounding me the whole way. Alright, it's rapidly cooling off, so let's see. I will drink, maybe sleep for another hour, and then gather all my things and go for the prepper cache. That's what I'm going to do. Not really too worried about matches because I've already got 12. And that is, you know, often you'll find more in the cave, and I'm sure I'll find some more. There we go. Nope. Come on. Can hardly see anything. Alright, how many pelts? Nope. 1, 2, 3 pelts, 1, 2, 3 guts. Alright, there's nothing else here, right? No fuel, no nothing. It's time I got out of here. So it looks like I'm not doing the cave. Often a moose spawns over here. I had a really hard time dealing with one. In my first attempt, where I got close but didn't quite beat the Eldritch Gods record. Alright, this is hard to see, so I don't want to make a wrong turn. That's not it. This must be it. Actually, the wheel is the best place to figure that out. So I'll find the wheel. And it should be a roughly left-oriented turn, given the direction I'm facing. And there's the wheel. That's it. Alright, that's the way back. Wow, definitely giving off a lot of reek. Those wolves are going to want to eat me. So, I was going to say more about myself personally to kind of help with the potential boredom of this traveling. I am currently using my GI Bill, and I am a college student, and and this is the beginning of my 3rd year. So, you know, some of my playtime will be naturally inhibited by the fact that I have to do schoolwork, but I think college is actually kind of affords me a fair amount of time to do this kind of thing, to make challenges with people online. I think I'm going to have more time than Loonsloon will have in our mutual challenge, but I mean, I think it's kind of fair play given some of the limitations he's described to me in his personal life, that I'm being pretty transparent with what it is that I got to 75 days with in my previous attempt to make the record. So at this point, I'm really just trying to beat my own record, but I have I really don't have incentive not to talk about the things that the strategy I use, the things I've done to make it in the game. So I mean, if somebody else beats my record, oh, shoot, too encumbered. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Let's see. Let me drop these sticks and drink some water because that always helps. And I don't know if I should eat yet. Yeah. I could harvest that right now, but I'll be freezing. Darn, that's a little annoying. All right, I'm just gonna drop this. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna climb down, get some sleep, climb back up, grab all my stuff, climb back down, get a little more sleep, and move on. I might head to the point of disagreement. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to drop these where I can see them more easily generally. $22 plus 9. Oh, that's 31. I'm not going to be able to... Darn, that sucks. So I'm actually not going to be able to sleep here. Fudge. Man, I wish there was an indoor solution to that. Okay, this is what I'm going to have to do. I don't like it. Already so exhausted. I'm just going to go for the point of disagreement and then the no, this is what I'll do. I know what I'm going to do. Alright, so I'm going to drop the hides back in there because I really don't want to have to deal with the wolves hounding me, pun intended, all the way. I'm going to make it to the draft dodger's hut because there's a bed there and I can sleep there. And then I'm going to make my way back up. And I'm going to explore that cave. So here goes. This is where I gotta... It's a do or die situation. And I'm hoping against all hope that I won't get frostbite. I got these right? Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I didn't grab these before. So I have no sticks. The first thing I should do is grab a stick in case a wolf tries to attack me. Alternatively, if I find some clothes at the point of disagreement, I might actually be able to just rack out inside the draft dodgers. No, inside the point of no. Words. I'll be able to sleep in the prepper cache. Maybe. That is the point of disagreement. Get those feathers. Health is getting really low here. So good find. First piece of cloth, yay. It's locked and it's locked, as I expected. Alright. Here we go. I think I gotta veer a little bit away from the sound of that waterfall, off to the right of it, because the draft dodger's cabin is past that, as I recall. Coming from the direction of Coastal Highway. Or Mystery Lake, actually. Either of those transition maps. I'm usually pretty familiar with my maps. Wonder how steep this is. Very steep, apparently. Kind of feel like hopping down is a bit of an exploit. I could. Easily. It's not something you do in real life. Not from like cliff level height. What's this? Yikes. I know I could do it, but again, I feel like that's cheating. And yet I'm slowly dying, so, you know. I'm doing it. Guess if I were doing this in real life, I'd just go from tree to tree. Or just roll down. Like this, I could just slide down on my butt. That's probably what I'd do. And then I'd sprain my ankle. So there you go. There's some element of realism in this. Probably not too far from the draft dodger's cabin. This looks like it. Usually have mushrooms, except at points of interest or other harvestables. There are exceptions. And the rabbits. That's another sign we're close. I'm just not going to light another torch after this, so I'd really rather not. And I don't have enough fuel for a fire for 10 hours. So I'm not going to start a fire. So, oh, that's it. I see it. Ah, I made it. Alright, so this should be a bit warmer. 25 degrees. If we get a +9, we'll be good. Dying over here. Yeah, that's nice. Not that it makes a difference. Shelf. I'm not seeing anything on the shelf. That's it. Alright. We eat. We sleep. I'd better not get food poisoning right now. And that is warming me up. Close call. Whew. Alright, so since I'm here, it seems really inhospitable outside, so I'm gonna spend some time doing this. Actually, I'm wondering if I should eat some food so that I don't keep dropping in health. No. Debating. I'll do it. Yeah, if I got food poisoning, I would have died, so I gotta be careful with that. Storms can last for hours, so it's going to be a real problem not ending up dead. What I'm probably going to have to do, if the temperature's warm enough, actually I should check that. Alright, it's still 29 in here, so that's not bad. Oh, well, that's surprising. It ended. You know what I'm going to do then, since I just ate? I'm going to sleep. I'm going to get my warmth back. No. I wonder if I can read. Nope, too dark. Okay. I can't sew if I can't read. So, yeah. It's 24. That's bizarre. It warmed up with the blizzard, and then it cooled off after. Interesting. I don't know if that's a bug. I don't know if that's just some weird variation in temperature. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Oh. How to get out of this pitch blackness. Oh, yeah, that's something I should do. Grab a little extra cloth. And let me take the time to harvest this guy, because he's just going to slow me down with the extra weight. Alright, so what did I leave up there? Hides, meat. It really is worth going back up. I hate to say it, but I was debating not even going. But I'm going to go up and around and do it. Can I just climb? Because that would involve the least health loss. Not dealing. Oh, I do have frostbite. That's a problem. Okay. That's a problem. Alright, here goes nothing. How many matches do I have left? I have 10 left, so I've used 2. I have 10. Definitely something to keep an eye on, especially given that I'm actually going all around and stuff. So what I think I'm going to do have a plan here. I'm formulating a plan, but it's going to depend on a few things. I really should check that cave, though. I have enough energy. Frostbite 32. That's not good. So I know I'm going to have to start a fire so that I don't catch frostbite. That's just not something I'm willing to do. We're on the Skeeter's Ridge. Already checked this area out. Really hoping I don't run into any wolves. Heading for the prepper cache again. I'm going to start a fire at that outdoor fireplace there. No, I won't do that. I'm going to go directly... 40% though, man. Cutting it close for sure. If I had a piece of coal, it would make all the difference because I wouldn't have to make a really big, long fire. Problem is, if I climb up again for that stuff I dropped, including the book. Yeah. Alright. So this is what I'll do. I will repair my clothes while I'm there. And that might give me an edge. Actually, I could climb up if I dropped literally everything. Minimum energy is only puts you at 33 pounds. So I'd wager I actually could climb up there. Losing health though. This is what happens when you get fixed on the idea of exploring and stuff. Running against the wind here. Come on. All right. Temperature's warming up. All right, good. Add one more thing here. That way I can put this torch out. Okay. Gonna be a while picking up all that stuff again. Okay, so fix up the clothes that are gonna make a difference in how warm I'll be. Might just rip up those socks since I got the wool ones. And I can use, I'm glad I grabbed these. So for now, these are actually going to do better. So I'll harvest this for the cloth. And let's see. Good visibility too. I think I'll do that one more time. Still +7. Okay. Alright, so the question is, can I make it to the top? I don't think I can. So this is what I'll do. Living on the edge of a knife, man. Okay. I actually can't remember everything I left up there. Which is, you know, kind of sloppy of me, but it's true. Alright, let's go see what the inside temperature is going to be like. And if I add 10 degrees to that, or 9 degrees, 24, that's really close. So I'm going to start freezing slowly. Now that's going to be 33 degrees, which is just above freezing, which is just what I need. I ate one too many. It's okay. Good thing, I fixed up my clothes. Okay, so here we go. Plus 9 degrees, that'll be 33. That is enough to... Oops, I just saw it start to drop. Oh dear. Woohoo! Alright, I am not frozen and my health is somewhat recovered. Okay, I can't see anything. There we go. Alright, I'll leave those for now. And I'm going to climb up. Get all my goodies. Climb back down. If I can, I'll sleep a little more. If I can do it without freezing. Hello. So it's just stick. Oh no, it's a pot. See, I'm glad I didn't. Although I probably would have gotten another one. It's alright. I committed to it. I'm doing it. Great visibility too. It's a great time to travel. Gather all my things. Looking like a maniac. Okay, I'm gonna leave these here. And I'm gonna run this way. I'm gonna head for that cave. Take the long way around. So this guy over here. Yeah, but I think I hear another one, which is not good. Oh, that's probably an aura event, which isn't super good for me, but I don't know if cattails grow along here, but I'm definitely going to grab a few if they do. Actually, I will scour this whole area if they do. Let me rephrase that. That's the bridge. And that's going to be where the direction where the cave is. So I'm going to zip over here real quick and just see what we can see as far as cattail situation. Doesn't look like there's any over here. No, I'm thinking not. Alright, time to go back. So I'm going to go to the cave. There is coal in the cave, and that is so essential to this. That's really why I'm so determined. Partly because there's a sleeping bag spawn in there, and there's the absolutely critical coal. And there's usually half dozen pieces of it in there, give or take, you know. Just got dark again. It's so weird. Alright, whatever. There's usually some more rabbits over here too. Not that I don't think I'm really going to go for them. If I do, I might just grab the meat and that's it, but I don't think I'm going to have plenty of other food. What's that? What's the stone? This is also why I like coming here. You know, it's actually a little good that I climbed up and grabbed all that extra fuel because I'm probably going to need it. I'm going to need a lot more torches, so a long fire in this case will be really good. So many. Okay. Time to go inside. Warm up a bit. I don't know if it's going to be warm enough, but I am going to start a fire, so it'll become warm enough. By golly. All right, here we go. Just tuck this in this corner over here. Something to remember too about this is when you're using torches and you grab them from a fire, the Relentless Night mod, Shieldheart designed it so that adding like fuel lasts twice, or at least we set it so that fuel lasts twice as long. But if you do that, you also like when you take a torch, it doesn't take 10 minutes, which is I think the default. It'll take 20 minutes. Watch. That went from 357 to 336. So that's just something to keep in mind. You don't wait until a fire's down to 10%. Or, I'm sorry, 10 minutes. Do 20 minutes. Alright, that's plenty of torches, I think. Let's take one more. And I will start cooking some of this stuff up. Nope, I don't want to go outside. That's the way down. Alright. Nothing really to explore around here. So I'm just basically doing something useful while I warm up. I don't want to leave the fireplace here and start freezing again. So alright, now I'll just set some water to boil. And I'm going to need to add a little more fuel for that. There we go. And here we go. We're off, exploring the cave. Dum de lium. No coal. Usually you find a little bit here, but whatever. A lot of stones, though. That's... I think the torch is actually keeping me pretty warm too, so that's... I'll take that. There we go. It's just one piece, but that's something. Tend to find a lot of other fuel in here too, not just coal. Fir wood, cedar logs. This would be where we would have our sleeping bag, so it's not there, meaning no luck. It's pretty much what I expected, though, unfortunately. No, I didn't really expect to find it, so... Next question is, I'm gonna have to, here we go, some fuel. I'm gonna have to decide like where I'm gonna end up sleeping. Do I want to go back to the draft dodger's hut, which is guaranteed warm but further out and therefore a bit more dangerous? Or do I want to go to the prepper cache and rack out there? Maybe I could repair my clothes some more if I tear up my socks, my cotton socks, which are pretty gnarly anyway. Not really doing too well, so can't really expect much out of them. If I do that, I could sleep at the prepper cache and then go for the 3-strike farmstead, and then from there make my way to the Pleasant Valley farmstead. Assuming the weather holds up and permits, which it might not. So there's a risk factor in this. Okay, I think that's it. How many pieces of coal did I get? 6. Okay, good. That's what I predicted. Plus some fir wood and some cedar logs. No sleeping bag though, so I'm not going to be sleeping here. Probably just drop this in there. And drop this in there too, because it's just a lot of useless weight. Okay. Oh, I already tore up my socks. Well, silly me. Well, that's that then. I guess I'm just waiting for... Well, if I'm gonna wait, I might as well read a book. I started on this one. Oh, it all boiled up. What the heck, it doesn't matter. Okay. This will help me not freeze as I make my way back. I'll probably still end up freezing, but... Off we go. The other thing is, I have to get those hides. I could leave them, but I'd also be leaving the meat. And I really don't want to leave either of them. So I'm going to have to figure out... I might just have to make another fire and then sleep. Boil some more water, whatever. Do what I gotta do to warm up before I sleep in the prepper cache. think once I do that, I might call this episode. That was quick. I might call this episode a finished episode. Maybe I don't know. Still debating. I should eat that rabbit meat though, because having that meat on me will make me very appealing to the wolves, and I don't really want to be appealing to the wolves. Alright, dropping a coal in there. That should warm us up nicely. That's just above freezing. Let's drop a few more sticks. Alright, so while I warm up, I'm going to start cooking this stuff and making these. I'm actually going to need to boil some water though. "44 minutes until boiled." I might be able to sneak a book in. An hour. Nice. Take a few more torches. Okay, off we go. Oops, did I forget the rabbit meat? Silly me. I did. Okay. So easy to forget things, you know? Okay, that should be enough. Even accounting for walking over there. And I think I'm going to call that an episode, folks. So, it's blizzarding outside, so I'll have to figure out what I do when I get back. I think it's a blizzard. We'll find out. See y'all later.